Okay, we're back on, and this tree had a massive falling from, oh, I see up there. You can see where it cracked and fell across the creek. And I'm sure it'll get broken up pretty good. Wow, look at all this debris from this one tree. And it looked like the Forest Service or whoever takes care of this area came up and cut this stuff down or trimmed it back so that people can walk through here. This has been trimmed and cut. You can see the tips. So there definitely has to be someone up here maintaining these trails, because Mother Nature will wreak havoc. Here's my big word of the hike so far. And right now we're above all the big falls that we've seen, and now we have some very calm trickling water, as you see, coming around. Howdy. And so now it's the sound decibels have dropped immensely. Now it's just I guess they would say a babbling brook. So it's very quiet now. Back a ways, when the big falls were there, it sounded like a roar. And now it just looks like a very natural winter creek with all the trees and the overcast from the rain that we've been having. And it was raining earlier. And I think that pole right there is a type rope for any of you climbers that want to use those, I don't know what you call those ropes that they like to walk across. So, and if you fell, probably wouldn't get killed. Ooh, look at this. This looks like a sculpture. Almost looks like this little thing right here is a leg. It's part of the body. Actually, that's just a massive root. Pretty cool.
And you just climb up this shit like nothing.
And then we have an old dead tree. Looks like it was a pipe or something. And then we have a bunch of debris that's been building up. And maybe we got some beavers living here. Who knows? And I know they're trying to bring beavers back to the North Americas, and so they can rebuild wetlands and streams, and they do a lot of good things to nature when you let them do what they do, instead of having people manipulate nature, which I guess we have to at some point sometimes. But if we can get somebody for free, like the beavers, who know how to do a better job, and we don't have to have people power out there doing that job and not doing it as well. And that's kind of an interesting little thing. A tree fell across and it diverted the creek. And this is the kind of thing I think that beavers do. They divert creeks and rivers so that they create wetlands, which are apparently they're good for the forest and erosion and all that groovy hippie stuff, you know, for all you environmentalists. But anyway, this is a pretty cool place. And then we have Hopalong Cassidy behind us. Oh, and she loves posing. She can't just do a natural picture. It has to be a pose. So just so you know, see? And now she's giving me the finger. But that's okay. Some pretty dang tall trees up here too. Oh, that's another thing. I think at this one point, you know, like Mount Tam and this area, used to be lumber mills everywhere, because, you know, they got a lot of trees to build San Francisco, and even, you know, Mill Valley and places like that. You know, they all came from this mountains around here that had all these trees. And there was a full-time lumber mill on Mount Tam, and there used to have a railroad that went up on top and brought the lumber down. I don't know if they might have used it for touring at one point too, but there's still remnants of the railroad cars in that park in Mill Valley. I don't know the name of it, but it I guess that's, you know, just to let people know that this area has a rich history of lumber and labor and all that stuff. It's probably how they built all this stuff.
I like the outpatient. Outpatient was fun, like working with the shoulder
Howdy.
or something like that.
And then we have some junior doctors that have just passed, talking about surgeries and such. Not that I know anything about that. And then we have Hopalong coming up in the rear, trying to be nosy. Let's see. Oh, look at her. She's in her natural habitat with her walking sticks and no posing. Can you believe it? There were junior doctors. Do you hear them? Yeah, now there's not any waterfalls. I think it's going to be a while before we hit another waterfall. Oh, there's a kind of interesting spot. It's just not a waterfall per se, but it's definitely a decline in the creek and stream, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I guess it's kind of a somewhat mini waterfall. You can hear the intensity of the sound already. It's probably, you know, 100, 200 feet down below us. And I can hear it very well up here. We have another man-made obstacle, or excuse me, not obstacle, more steps made out of some serious rock, some wooden railings and steps, just for safety, I guess, to keep ignorant people from doing dumb things. And again, we have some major roots again. These look like rocks, and they're just roots. They're so big and massive. It's hard to fathom how big and old these trees are. So that's a view of the series of little mini falls that we're walking by right now. And again, it was raining pretty heavily this morning before we got here, and once we got here, it's hasn't been raining at all. Oh, we got another stairwell, all made by humans. Giant rock right here. And again, some more serious big stone walk paths. Now we got wooden railroad ties that have been cut and formed with hand railings. And again, the amount of work, labor, time, how they got this stuff in here, and got their equipment in here, got their equipment out, is pretty mind-boggling in today's world. Oops, look at that. That's probably a 200-300 foot drop. Huh? Yes, it's a serious cliff too.
Looks like an overhang. Why'd you just fall?
Well, that's why I just put the thing over. Then we have a little reminder right here. What it says, we'll find out in a second. Oh, it says no walking over where I was just standing. For ignorant people. So for ignorant people like me, who have to push the boundaries, and then they fall off and you know what. So anyway, they do the best they can, but you know, humans, we're always going to push the envelope and do stupid stuff and have consequences that we don't even think about at the time. We have some more mini hikers.
How?
Howdy.
Howdy.
This is a hiking gang?
Much better than biker gang.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. And then we got more steps. And then we got a hiker gang that are coming up on us, and they say it's better than a biker gang, and I have to concur. Slowpoke found my jacket that I dropped. Thank her for that, because otherwise I would have lost my raincoat to being a stupido. Again, nice rock trail, look at that. How they did it. Oh, I can't, I mean, I know how to do it, but I just can't imagine how much time and labor and just manual labor, lifting, rolling, pulling, pushing. I mean, you know, working my whole life as in construction, I know what it takes, and most all construction has some kind of hydraulics or electric motors or something. But up here, nada. Not anything except good old-fashioned labor. And then I'm gonna take a little trip down this spot right here. Probably another sign says don't walk down here because you're probably stupid. So the sign says sensitive area, and you can walk down a little cliff right here, a little trail, but I'm not going to do that. But I am going to go to a little lookout point so I can get a picture of that little waterfall and the pool that it drains into. Again, this is pretty cool, and like anything, you can use computers to make colors and brightness and darkness, but nothing compares to Mother Nature still. As good as this video probably is, it's not as good as the lighting and all those things that come in to nature naturally. So no matter how much we manipulate, you just can't beat Mother Nature in the way she puts everything together. So, and we have Slowpoke, she's leading the pack now. Oh, we got another amazing set of steps. These are all old railroad ties, or I'm assuming that's what they were made for originally, and they just cut them up and used them for steps. And again, held in place with rebar and shovels and picks. And some of them even have this little V on the wood. The only thing I could think of is that was maybe to let them drain, or they were repurposed from another use at one point. So, my name is Marlin Perkins from Mutual of Omaha. We are watching Jim do all the hard work while we take all the credit. No, just kidding. I'm not Marlin Perkins. But I did like that show. Okay, now it's gotten a little kind of boring. I've gotten away from the water a bit. Now I can feel, when we turned left, I felt this cold air flush. And I think when we turn right, we'll probably feel a warm air flush. What do you think?
Just like inside the car.
Oh yeah, just like inside the car. We have a little tiny mini baby stream right here. Just saying that it's probably thinking like the train that says, you know I can, or what was it called? The train. I can't remember what it's called. Anyway.